All right, so what are a couple signs that your ex actually thinks about you a lot? That is exactly what we're going to be getting to in this video, but stay tuned to the end because some of these are going to get a little bit strange, a little bit unusual, so please stick around. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. Today we're talking about 5 signs your ex thinks about you a lot. Again, we're going to start with some of the more obvious ones, and then we're going to get towards some of the less obvious ones as we start to move forward. So the first one is that your ex actually asks for your opinion about things. Now, obviously, if your ex is going to ask your opinion, they want to know what you think. That's to say, your opinion is actually valuable to them, right? They're not just going to ask anyone. They're going to ask your opinion because they care about what you think. That's to say, they think about you thinking about them. Maybe that's a little bit meta for you. It shows that they're thinking about you, and it shows that your opinion actually is very important to them. So this is one of the signs that your ex thinks about you a lot. The second one is going to be that they actually take a valid interest in your life, what's going on with you, and things that are happening in your life. Maybe they follow up about, some important date or deadline or something that you mentioned to them, or they ask you about how some project went or how your family's doing or how something going on in your life is unfolding. This shows them that, or this shows you rather, that they are thinking about you. They want to know how your life is going. They want to know if you're doing well, if you're winning, if you're experiencing challenges, things like this. Now, obviously, people can just kind of go through the motions and be polite and like, oh, hey, how are you today? Oh, I'm fine, thanks, and just tick the box and go on. But if they seem like they're actually taking a real, genuine interest in you and your life, then obviously this is a pretty good sign that they actually are thinking about you a lot. So I definitely keep this in mind and use this as one of those signs. The third sign is that when they are with you, they actually are willing to give you their complete and undivided attention. And that means that they put this thing away. They don't check their phone when they're with you, or they don't constantly, glance away at the TV or other things like that that could be competing for their attention. They want to focus in on you. They want to focus in on you because they're thinking about you a lot, and they are, fixated on like, how are you doing? How is the connection between the two of us? What's going on with you? All of that sort of stuff, right? They're not just kind of turning towards us. Now, I do want to give you a little bit of an asterisk with this one because sometimes people may notice that they are focusing a lot on you, and so they might not want to come across that way. So they might try to make it seem as if they're putting their attention on something else just to kind of tone down the intensity. But you should be able to tell if that's a genuine move of like, okay, I'm just going to like try to play it cool and just turn my attention to the phone, or if it's like, oh gosh, this is really boring, let me turn my attention towards the phone, right? It should be pretty clear if you just look at sort of the context at what's going on between the two of you. The fourth sign that your ex is actually thinking about you a lot. So before we actually go ahead and get into that, if you do like this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. And also please make sure you subscribe to this video channel as well too, and hit that bell icon so that you can get notified when we upload new videos, and even when we go live, so that, maybe you can even ask us a question on the live chat and we can actually answer that question and give you some feedback and answers for what's going on with you. I love interacting with people on the live stream as well. So please make sure you subscribe to. The fourth sign that your ex thinks about you a lot is actually that they avoid you. Now, this is a little bit counterintuitive, but just like how your ex might turn their attention towards their phone or something else in order to tone down that volume, your ex might try to avoid you when they're thinking about you a lot because they don't want to come across as too overeager or try hard or anything like that. They also might recognize that they're spending a lot of mental brain power thinking about you, and they might say, hey, something's not quite in balance here. Maybe I need to, hold myself back. Maybe I need to, do something like the no contact rule or whatever in order to create a little bit of space between the two of us, because they're trying to balance things out. They recognize that maybe they're thinking about you a little bit too much, and so they might try to pull themselves back. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but if you notice your ex is very abruptly, dropping off the face of the earth or something like that, it's probably them doing this. Like if it's just a slow taper off, that's one thing, but if it's just an abrupt shift where it's just like, yeah, we're connecting really well one day, we're spending a lot of time together and everything like that, and then suddenly they just fall off the face of the earth, Probably they're thinking so much about you and they're realizing, hey, this feels a little bit out of balance. I'm just going to take a step back. I'm going to do, no contact for a week or, whatever. I'm going to just create some distance or whatever they might do. So don't worry about that. It just shows that they're thinking a lot about you. And then, of course, the fifth sign that your ex thinks about you a lot is that they are actually having a lot of emotions about you or around you or with your interactions. And this, of course, has to do with positive emotions like connection and affection and compassion and all that sort of stuff. But it even has to do with negative emotions, like if their emotions are hurt due to some recent argument that the two of you had, or if they're caught up on, that last thing that you said or the last disagreement that you had, or comparing you to someone else or whatever. It just shows that they're thinking about you a lot, because where we place our attention is where we place our energy. Okay, that's one thing I want you to remember, is where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And where we place our attention is often where our emotions are. So if there's a lot of emotions around some previous interaction that the two of you had, or comparing you to someone else, or some argument or some disagreement or even something positive, that is probably where they're placing their attention, and that's where they're placing their energy. And then we end up with this sort of feedback loop of thinking about something, feeling something, thinking about something, feeling something, thinking about something, feeling something. And that could all be swirling around you, thinking about you, feeling something about you, thinking about you, feeling something about you, thinking about you, feeling something about you, ad infinitum. And so this is what we want to be keeping in mind, is where is our ex's emotional state? Where are they placing their attention? And many times it's going to be on you if you are actually tuned into all of the emotional mechanics at work underneath the surface here. Okay, and so if you do want to get better at connecting with your ex on that emotional level and actually directing their attention, one of the things I'd strongly recommend you do is check out our course called the Ex Solution course. It helps guide your ex through the process of connecting on an emotional level, of trusting you, of building up that emotional bond, and really helping them to discover how they actually feel about you. It's very powerful. It's helped thousands of people over the years since we've come up with it back in 2011. We're not some fly-by-night business or anything like that. We've been around for well over 10 years, and we have no intention of just sort of shutting our doors and disappearing anytime soon. So if you do want to learn more about the Ex Solution program and how it can help you, please feel free to check out modernlove.life/ESP. That's modernlove.life/ESP. You can also find a link for it down below in the description. But if you do also want to learn more about how to actually connect with your ex on an emotional level, I'd strongly recommend you check out this video series over here next on what we call advanced relational skills. We're going to cover these inside of ESP, but this is a good introduction to them to help you get started. Anyway, once again, my name is Clay Andrews with modernlove.life. Take care, and I'll talk to you in the next video.